Hey guys, a Whiteout here, bringing you another tutorial. This time, this is a little different. It's a little more complicated than most of my tutorials. Maybe it's a little more complicated, but it's definitely worth it in the long run. This is how to make a sticky piston door, but having to have two different switches, and it's not a combination lock. It's more of you have to use the right switches. So, as you can see right here, my entire hallway and everything in it is stone, and that's for a certain reason. That's to hide the buttons up here. I don't know if you could notice those. I think I looked at them earlier on accident, but most people, when just running through a hallway, especially if I don't have my light on, it's a little bit harder to see them, and you know, you can't get in without the buttons. But you can't just come in here and smash any button that you want or run over any pressure plate that you want. You have to know the actual combination and the door that works. So you could have multiple versions of these, just make extra hidden looking doors, and no one would ever know which one is the right one to use. For mine, you stand on this pressure plate and press this button. If you stand on this pressure plate and press the button, it doesn't work. If you stand on this pressure plate and press that button, it doesn't work. It has to be this pressure plate and this button. And the door's open, you run through. I don't know of a way to stick these on a memory cell and hold the door open longer, but in multiplayer I don't think that would really be as necessary, because you could just run through, no one would ever know where you went, and this would just keep it more hidden. And then to get out, simply press that button and the door's open for you. So I will show you how to make that. Now, to build this, go ahead and figure out where you want your door to be. I just decided to do mine straight across the hall from my other one, and go ahead and hollow out a 3x2 space, and you can go ahead and place a little pressure plate down right here, and you can place a button up there, or you might want to go ahead and place a lever and just flip it down so it's on, just so we can test and make sure it reaches and everything, and then change that later to a button. That's up to you. But go ahead and come out one block behind where your wall is, and between these two blocks in the middle, leave a one gap space on both sides, and place 3 sticky pistons facing in. Oops, if I don't miss. So right now we have it where the sticky pistons are off, but whenever they're turned on, they'll extend out and cover this block, and then the blocks in the middle right here will be affected by them, and it'll push the blocks out into the middle, and it'll suck them back into this. So from here, go ahead and one block underneath and behind where your lever or button is, place another block. So as you can see, my block goes right here, and this will probably be where your block goes. So since my lever is turned on, so we can test this, you can see that the redstone wire is turned on. And that's another good feature of, or another good reason of using the lever, is that you can go ahead and see that the redstone wire is connected and the block is in the right spot. Now, for wiring up this part, you can come out right here, but make sure that you leave these 2 blocks right above this sticky piston open, so you can go ahead and come up and go back down around the corner. But if you have those 2 blocks connected, then this redstone wire will power the top piston, and it won't work regardless of the rest of your circuit, and it'll just give you a headache later on. So you don't want that. But you can go ahead and see that my circuit works from going just right here. Now we can go ahead and bring this side out, so it is 5 long, so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can go ahead and place a repeater somewhere in the middle or towards the end, but make sure you don't place a repeater on this end block, because this is where it'll start going down. So after this one, you can go ahead and bring it down and kind of make like a small staircase for it, and you can go and connect your line and run it down, and you can just bring it around and leave it right there for now. After you've done that, now what we can do is wire up our pressure plate. So come to where your pressure plate is, and towards the sticky pistons, between the sticky pistons and the pressure plate, go ahead and dig out underneath it, and dig out 1 block underneath where your pressure plate is. So you can see that this block holds the pressure plate, and you can place redstone right under it and bring it out, and you can see that every time you step on the pressure plate, this redstone line works, and that's what you want. Now you can come behind this sticky piston on the left and kind of dig down and in one, and that way you can see where you're digging down here, and you can go ahead and dig through here, and you'll go ahead and bring out your sticky piston. You can go ahead and bring out your redstone line and bring it to right here. Now we'll go ahead and place our AND gate right here, so you can see that the redstone wire must come in right there. So what we'll do is we'll bring our redstone wire around this corner and place a repeater right here. This is so we can place a block right here and keep up the timing with the top block. Now we can go ahead and cover this, and this line will still work whenever you touch it, even though that block was covered up, and that's because the repeater allows it to be that way. Now we'll go ahead and make our AND gate by placing these redstone torches and then connecting all 3 torches with this redstone dust. So that's our AND gate, and we can go ahead and test it out. Our lever is on right now, so all we have to do is step on our pressure plate, and you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but that redstone line is on, and that's because both of these torches are off. And as soon as I step off, that torch comes back on, and that line goes dead. So that means our AND gate is working properly, and that's what we want. Now that your AND gate's working, we can wire up the sticky pistons, but I was wrong on one little part, and that is where our button comes in, and I didn't leave enough space for the sticky piston. So go ahead and break this one block that's on the corner and raise it up one more, and you can connect the redstone just like this, and now this sticky piston will be fine. If it's down below, once this piston is pushed out, it won't retract just because of this line up here, and it's just very annoying. So now we can go ahead and wire up this side of our sticky pistons. Will look just a little different than that side, but go ahead and place 2 blocks down in the middle right behind it, and then place a block behind it. Then put 2 wires underneath these 2 blocks, 2 wires on top, and then connect these wires together. Normally these wires would come around right here, but it connects to where our repeater comes in from our pressure plate, so we have to improvise and bring this out one more. Then we can go and connect it with our AND gate and test it out. Now I do still have the lever on the top, so all I have to do is press the pressure plate, and you can see that the blocks work, or the sticky pistons work. So this side is done. All we have to do now is wire up the other side. So what we're going to do is dig down and bring our wire down by 2, and we'll go right under this wire. So you can see that I brought this wire right through, and if you want, you can place a redstone torch on the other side just so you can see how far the line goes. That's all up to you, but we'll go ahead and from the AND gate we'll bring this out until we are 2 away from our sticky pistons. So we'll just go ahead and dig the top row out. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 away from the AND block. The AND block is on the 9th block. And once we get there, we'll go ahead and dig out a little corner, and we can go around the corner. And we'll worry about that in a second. So you'll go ahead and bring your redstone out. Now right here when you get to this corner, you want to leave 3 blocks, and on this block right here, after you have a 2 block gap, I guess you could say, for this corner, you want to make an inverter. So go ahead and stick a block right here and place a redstone torch on the back of it and run it this way. And then when we get to this back here, we'll place a repeater down, and this will allow us to cover up the top of it without pinching the line. Then when we get up top, we can go ahead and place these 2 blocks down and connect everything with redstone wire. We can go ahead and break our redstone torch and test this out. Now we will need to add an inverter over here that I forgot. But as you can see, they are working backwards. And by default, you want to invert both sides, because if you don't, then every time you press these two together, you'll be closing the door and it'll stay open automatically. So we need to go ahead and leave a block gap right here, because this has to be coming straight in. You can't just do it like this or it won't work. So leave one block from where our redstone wire comes out from the torch, and place a block down and make an inverter, just like that. Now everything is pretty much done. You can go ahead and cover everything that you can back up. Make sure you don't pinch any wires, otherwise the circuit won't work. Like if I come over here and cover this right here, then this won't work. So just make sure you don't pinch any wires, and later on you can come and cover all this stuff up and hide it. But for now, you can go ahead and place some blocks down here in the middle and see that it works. Now this right here could use a repeater, so that way the timing is the same on both sides. And I've trapped myself over here, so give me a second here. But as you can see, since we put that repeater down, now both sides open up equally, and we can go ahead and put stone right there and break this off and make it a button. And whenever you hit both of them at the same time, the doors will open. But if you just step on the pressure plate alone, or if you just press the button alone, it won't work. Finally, the last thing we need to do is add a button so you can get out from the other side. So figure out where you want your button. I'll go ahead and place it, mine, right here, across from my door. And you can change this up a little bit. It's all up to you, but all you have to do is place your block down with your button on it, and dig out underneath it and place redstone and connect it to the wire that goes to those pistons and back to this AND gate. Now you can't cover this because it will pinch, but you can come around it and you can put a block on top of it just like this. That won't pinch it. You can cover it like that, or you can just kind of, you know, build walls around it, do whatever you want. But now every time you press it, the door will open because it is connected to the line that goes to that piston and the AND gate, so it connects to that piston as well. And that's how you build this. You can go ahead and cover this up with a pressure plate, put a button over here, replace that lever with a button if you haven't already, and that is how you get this piston door to work with an AND gate, where you have to actually hit two different combinations or two different things at once. So if this video helped you out, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything, just leave a comment below, let me know what you think, and subscribe if you would like to see more videos. I'm constantly updating and adding more videos. Thanks for watching.